Hi Noteboard Gamers and welcome back to Noteboard Gaming. I'm your host, I'm Mark. Now in today's video we're going to be previewing a game which hits Kickstarter on April the 26th. So by the time you're watching this video the campaign will be live, and this game is Fliptown, designed by Stephen Aramini with the art by Naomi Farrell, and brought to us by Right Stuff Games. Now Fliptown is a flip and write based in the old Wild West, and it uses a standard deck of cards as well. And the great thing about the game is it comes with its own artwork, obviously designed by Naomi. And look at the artwork on some of these cards. You get the Joker there, etc., and maybe a queen there, and they're absolutely wonderful cards, and you're going to use these cards to drive the game. Now, as I say, it's a flip and write, and the game takes place over 3 rounds with 5 turns per round. That means there are a maximum of 15 turns in a game of Fliptown. That's good because that means you can play a game in around about 25 to 30 minutes, then you can scrub it all out and start again. And that's a really good thing about the game is, first of all, it doesn't take up a lot of table real estate, and secondly, it plays very quickly, and the rules are a breeze to learn as well. So without much further ado, let's go through exactly how it works and a round of Fliptown by Right Stuff Games, designed by Stephen Aramini with the art by Naomi Farrell, hitting Kickstarter on April the 26th. So, welcome to Fliptown. Now, as you can see, I've got the game nicely set out, and there's a very kind of small box. It's barely a handspan across, and it's very thin. And in the box, you are going to get your board, you're going to get the deck of cards, and then you have some kind of character cards and some outlaw cards or opponent cards you can play against. Now, you don't have to play against these cards. You can just play a standard game and try to beat your score. But after you've played a couple of times there, you're probably going to want to introduce certainly outlaw cards and also a character card as well. And there are 14 different character cards, and these give you various starting resources and special abilities that you can use throughout the game. And there are also, I think it's 4 opponent cards as well you can use. But as I say, if you don't want to use them, you just do a standard game. You're going to start with, I think it's 4 gold and 4 cash and 3 gold. However, these are going to give me slightly different resources, so I'll explain how it goes along. Now, as you can see, the board is broken up into a number of sections. Here we have the spades section, so it'll become apparent, but if the suit that you're playing is spades, you're going to use something. You're going to do something here. Above that, we have the heart section, which is the trail, and if the suit that you're using is hearts, then you're going to be moving along the trail. Here we have the diamond section, which is for the mines, and you're going to be kind of moving down this if your suit you've chosen is a diamond. And over here we have the clubs, which is the town, which is going to give you various things. Now, over on the right side of the board here, we have your poker game, because each round you're going to be placing cards in here and trying to form a poker hand as well. If you don't like any of the suit cards that come out, you can also take a cemetery action, and that's what this is here, and that will allow you to potentially get some resources there. Now at the bottom are your various criteria. We have cash, obviously a resource. We have gold as a resource. You could use 2 gold to change the face value of any card, or 1 gold to change the value of a card up or down by 1. Stars are kind of what you earn throughout the game to try and win the game. The more stars you have, the more points you have. And here is your wanted status. Here you're going to get increase your wanted status throughout the game. That becomes apparent at the end of each round when the sheriff tries to arrest you. Now down here we have what you earn for gold and what you earn for hammers each round. If you block those off, you get some more gold and more hammers each round. And then down here is your final score, just down here. So the game, as I say, takes place over 3 rounds with 5 turns per round. And in those rounds, you're going to shuffle the deck, you're going to set the sheriff card, you're going to take 5 turns, you're going to resolve the poker hand, you're going to pan and work, that's these down here, and then the sheriff is going to attempt an arrest. So let's start off with round 1. Now, as I say, this is a 1 to 4 player game, so what you can do is if you have more boards, you can play with more people, and the cards that go in the middle sorry, these cards that you lay out here as the suit card, as the value card and the poker card, they would be a common pool for everybody there. So there we go, nicely shuffled there. The first thing we're going to do is place a face down sheriff card over here, right? We're not going to look at that until the end of the round. Then we're going to deal 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. So let me just move these over here. Okay, and these are my 3 starting cards. Now I can change the order around, but the first thing I need to do as a trailblazer, that's my chosen character, is I need to give myself some starting resources, which is 3 cash and 4 gold. So what we'll do is we'll mark off down here 1, 2, 3 cash, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now of course, what I'm going to do potentially throughout the game is spend cash and also spend gold as well, and to help me do stuff. And here for the outlaw I've chosen, for the AI I've chosen, we've got Calamity Jane. She's got a special ability. And if hearts is in that display at all, she's going to steal a card, but only if there's hearts in the lineup there. And on easy mode, what you would do is you would do 4 times the score on the trail, 3 times the score on the Badlands. In medium mode, you would do trail, Badlands and town, and in kind of hard mode, you'd do all 4 and you top up the score and you try to beat them from that. And then she gets points for each card that she's stolen, etc. from you on there as well. So I've laid out this sheriff's card. I've laid out these first cards here. Now I say you get to move these around depending on what you're wanting. So I've got 2 clubs and I've got a jack of diamonds. That means if I stayed that with a suit card there, I could do a club, which is here, and I could do number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would give me that action there. Or if I swap those around, I could still do clubs, and that would be number 7, which would be this one here. So if we look there, it says if I stay with 7 and 5 there, I can gold pan. I get 1 gold on there, plus a star, minus 3 cash. I then get each hammer in the mine is plus or minus 2 in the mines is 1 star. So I get to choose one of those. Or if I go number 7, which is down here, minus 2, and I can circle stars left to right. So you can visit that a number of times, and I would get those number of stars at the end of the game. Also, you can see at the top here, the first time you visit in the town, then you've got these bonus actions here. So that would give me a spade bonus action, which would be over here. That would give me a heart bonus action, that would be over there. Or I could have a diamond there. So if I go for a diamond here, this gives me this here. But I would need certain cards to block that off, basically. So if I went to diamond and number 7 or number 5, I could block with that one off there. And get a hammer and a gold as well. So it may well be worthwhile using that. Now, you can see there, if I've got any of these hammers circled, it gives me plus or minus 2 on the mine, so I could change the value of the card. Okay, in fact, we're going to do that, right? So we're going to move those over there. My suit card is going to be a diamond. It's going to be a 7, which is going to knock this off here. Gives me a hammer and a gold here. So that's what we'll do. Suit card is diamond. You can see we're diamonds here. I'm going to cross that one out, and I'm going to get a hammer. So I'll cross that there, and another gold there. So that's 5 and 7. That's done that. Now, as you see here, I can now move down onto either of these 2 because you can go down from each branch basically, or I could start there and try and move on to those 2. Finally, if we look over here, we've got a club, and it's the 5 of clubs. So this is the poker game here. So on the first round, I'm going to put 5 and a club on that. Now, obviously, I'm going to try and make a flush or a run on there. So that's kind of the first turn done. What we'd do is we'd get rid of those and draw 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3. So still no hearts. Her score doesn't increase. Sorry, her special ability doesn't come in there. I have a special ability as once per game I may take a heart as a bonus action. That would allow me to move anywhere up this trail and get whatever's under there. So we have 2 clubs. Ace is 1, 4, and we have a 3 of spades. So the spade action would take me down here, which allows me to try and rob somebody. So if we look here, if I did that there, let's see. if I did that spade and number 4, that would be there, and I would then have to draw a robbery card, and if it's greater than the target, I gain all of the wanted that's on there, and all of the stars, and all of the gold. If it's less than that, I gain all of the wanted, half the stars and half the gold. But I also get to go on the cemetery as well, and I'll explain how that works. So I think we're going to do it that way. We are going to do, we'll switch those round. There we go. And now, so this is the one I'm going for. I turn over this top card. It's greater than number 4. That's great. That means I'm going to get a wanted. So that's on there. That comes in handy. Well, not handy. That comes when a sheriff comes. I'm going to gain 2 stars and 3 gold. 3 cash. 1, 2, 3. And I also get a cemetery turn as well. So if we go over here to the cemetery, you can see that there are a number of spaces on the cemetery here. Now, what happens is if I, one is already circled. If I circle another one, I can take whatever is in between of there. So let's have a look here. That will give me 4. That will give me a permanent gold. That will give me 2 gold and a wanted. They all increase my wanted. So I'm going to do that one, which gives me that there. First thing I'm going to do is increase my wanted. Secondly, I'm going to increase that. So I'm going to get my gold each round, at least 1 more gold. Okay, finally, we've got the ace of clubs on here. So we've got the ace, clubs. Oh my God. Right, so I'm going to be looking out for clubs moving forward. There we go. Right, third turn. Queen of spades, 9 of clubs, and 9 of diamonds. Still no hearts, so she doesn't steal a card from me. That's okay. Let's have a look at what we can do here. I'm kind of liking the fact that I'm earning clubs now, so I've got 5 and an ace, and I want to kind of carry on with clubs there. So spade would be there. I've already done that. And diamond would be there. Let's do a diamond. And we got a queen. So diamonds is my suits. And if we look down here, I can't do that. I need to be over there. 8 to 10, jack to queen over there. Oh, so I'm going to have to start up here basically. So we shall do a diamond, which is here, and we'll do the queen, which gives me these here, which gives me another permanent gold plus 1 more gold. Okay, so then we go to the poker hand, and we're going to mark a 9 in there and a club. We can see which way this is going. All right, so now we're on turn 4 of the first round. Oh, we got a heart. 1, 2. We've got 2 hearts. So the first thing that happens, if we look at Calamity Jane's special ability, it says there that if I gain any stars on this turn, she steals 1 card. So maybe if I don't gain any stars, then she will not steal my card. So I've got a club there. That's going to stay over there, obviously. So that means it's hearts over here, and this is the trail. So I can move these any way around. Now what this means is I can move, depending on which number I choose, so far up the trail up to and including that number. But you can see that there's certain things on the trail that might be more pleasing for me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will get me up there and get me a bonus club action, but I don't necessarily want that. So maybe we will do 9 as that and the 2 as the value. And I'm going to get, I don't want to get my stars, because of course if I get stars she's going to steal a card and she's going to get points for that. So I can, yeah, okay, let's move up to 2, and we'll move up to there. So that's crossed off, and I'm going to get that, which is another permanent gold. So I know I'm going to get 3 gold and another hammer as well, and hammers help me out, obviously. So we'll mark that off on there. That's now a king of a club. Oh, this is good. Now I can only hope that in my last turn of this round that there's a club here. So let's see. Spade. Oh no! Maybe that stays there and I go for a pair then, basically. Okay, but there's no, there is a heart there. So again, if I score any stars here, she's going to steal a card from me. And they're both spades. So we're over here for spades again. And we got a 6, which is this one here, which would get me 2 wanted, 4 stars, and 3 if I kept it in that order. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go that. I could switch it round, but we'll keep it in that order. So let's, we did that one. Let's do this one here. And we know that if I turn this over and it's higher than a 6, then we're okay. And it's a queen. That's good. So that's going to give me yet another wanted, which is there. It's going to give me 4 stars, which is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to give me another 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. But of course, she's stolen a card. So we take a card from the deck, put that there, and she's going to earn points for that. But of course, it then means I can't use that card for the rest of the turn. Right, so here we've got a king of clubs. Sorry, a king of hearts. So we'll put the king down there. Oops, it's a terrible writing of a K. We'll put the king down there. And we'll put hearts there. And we'll get rid of those cards. That's my 5 turns done in round 1. And you can see how quickly this goes along. Okay, so now we're going to resolve the poker hand. And if we look over here, if I'd have got is it a full house? Not a full house. If I'd have got a flush, then I'd have got $6 and 5 stars. I didn't. I got a pair, and I got 1 pair. That gives me $2 and 1 star. So my cash is starting to build up, and my stars were starting to build up. But there we go. That's my poker hand done. You can see it's over 3. Those are going to get shuffled back in. So that's the poker done. And now we're going to do the pan and work action. And for pan and work, I look down here. So here we got 3 gold covered. So that means I get another 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. And I also get 2 hammers. And they give me $2 each in terms of cash at the end of my round. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm pretty cash heavy at the moment. And that's good because there are certain actions where you can use cash to buy for things. And certainly, depending on what this sheriff's card here is, I may kind of not want to take his action. So now we're going to see if the sheriff is going to arrest me. So before I take the sheriff action, what I can do is I can pay 1 gold per my wanted level to bribe the sheriff. That means I don't need to look at that card, it goes away. However, if I don't do that, I then turn that card over. If the value on that card is equal to or greater than the number of wanted I've got here, then I'm successful. If it's less than that, then the sheriff is going to arrest me. And in round 1, if he arrests me, it's minus $10 or minus 4 stars. In round 2, it's minus $14 or 6 stars. In round 3, it's minus $18 or 8 stars. So you can see it's a little bit tricky if you're going to get arrested by the sheriff. Do you know what? I'm not going to bribe him. Let's just see. So I need this to be equal to a 3 or greater. And what we got? Yay, we got a 7. That means he doesn't arrest me there, so I got away with him. So at the end of the first round, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars. I've got however many cash and all that gold there. That's the end of the first round. What you're going to do now is shuffle these cards back in. Remember, she's got that card, so you can't take that, and you can't use that card again. Okay, so we shuffle the cards back in. Put a sheriff's card. Deal 3 cards back out again, and here we go. We would start for round 2. That's how quick and easy it is to play Fliptown. But of course, being quick and easy to play doesn't mean that it's not an interesting game. I really like a lot what Fliptown has to offer. I think the really ingenious use of a standard deck of cards is just an utter masterstroke. And we've seen some great kind of deck of card games come out in the last year or so, obviously Regicide being one of them. This follows suit, but then provides this wonderful kind of flip and right experience where you're going to try and increase your points throughout the game. You're going to try and maximize where you are on each of the tracks to try and get the better rewards. You're going to strategically use the cemetery when none of the cards that you have seem to work out too right, or you get a special move in the cemetery. And also that added bonus of trying to get the poker card and get the hand of poker is really fun. It adds another element of depth into your game. Now, I mentioned that obviously there's the basic game where you don't start with either the characters or the outlaws, and you get the basic resources, or you can even do a Texas Hold'em style. And what happens there is at the beginning of your game, when you've laid out the sheriff's card, you're going to put 2 cards to one side, and then when it comes to your final poker hand at the end of each round, you choose the best of the 5 cards you've chosen plus these 2. So you choose the best 5 to see how best you can manipulate that poker hand. That's a really, really nice little addition to do to that. I think one of the key things about any kind of flip and write, roll and write game that comes out now is that it's hard to redefine a genre. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's Fliptown doesn't necessarily redefine a genre, but that's not a bad thing. What it does very, very well. It's a really simple game to learn, and as you're looking across the various trails, you know, you want to kind of maximize what you can get in the town, and using things like the Undertaker, the General Store, the Gunsmith, the Prospectors Club to try and build up your resources. Maybe you want to use gold to change the suit of any card, or you want to change the value of a card, or you want to use cash to buy something in the stores. Things like horses can take you further down the track, on the trail, etc. Minding your wanted value as well is really, really good, because you know, the further on in the game, the higher your wanted value becomes, and therefore these sheriff's cards, look at that, that's a 4, oh my god, that would have been very difficult at the end of the next round, because I'm sure that my wanted would have gone above a 4. So, you know, you've got to think about whether you're going to bribe the sheriff or whether you're going to chance it. And if you are going to chance it, you're going to lose out on a number of cash and a number of star points. So you would play it over 3 rounds, and then what you would do is you would then, if you're playing without the outlaws or the AI, you would then tot up your score, and there's a score table at the end of it. If you don't like beat your own scores, then what you're going to do is you're going to tot up the values, whether you're playing easy, medium or hard, on these outlaw cards, and you're going to try and beat their cards. But it's very, very difficult, because as I say, they get multipliers based on where you are on the trail, but they also get points for each card that they've stolen. It's 1 point per card on easy, 2 points per card on normal, and 3 points per card on hard as well. So you're going to be totting up those scores and trying to beat those, and I really, really like that. I also like this element as well of the characters. As I say, you're going to play your first games probably without these, but choosing the characters is really good. You know, you can search through the deck and choose it, or really good way to do it, shuffle that, take a random character, shuffle those 4 outlaw cards, take a random outlaw, and just see where the game takes you. And that's a really good element of variability that they're putting in there as well. Great thing about it is its table presence is the fact it doesn't take a lot of table real estate up. I played it, as I say, on a train using 2 small train tray tables. I played it in hotel rooms, I played it in the garden, I played it on the dining room, I played it on the couch. Doesn't really matter, because it doesn't take up that much space. And let's face it, a box this size you can really, really take anywhere. I really like what Stephen's done with this game. What he's done is taken a genre that potentially has too many additions in there at the moment, and he's created something, whilst not totally unique, it feels really, really fresh and interesting to play. Having this 52 card deck and the umpteen amounts of variability on drawing those 3 cards out, putting your sheriff card out, etc. Stroke of genius. And I say, the artwork on these cards is truly stunning, and I believe that the artwork, if I get this right, the artwork on the card was here we go. The King artwork is inspired by artist Naomi Farrell's great-grandfather, the legendary Pancho Villa. She wanted to include him in the game, as he is an homage to her heritage and a love letter to her infamous ancestor. So let's find the King then here, and we can find Naomi's great ancestor, Pancho Villa. And look at that. I mean, this is really good as well, because you have obviously diversity and representation in the cards as well, with people of different ethnicities and obviously various genders and sexes in there as well. So all told, if you're looking for a really good either solo or up to 4 player kind of flip and write game that takes about 25-30 minutes per game, you can play 2 or 3 games on the bounce and not get bored of it at all, I heartily recommend having a look at Fliptown by Stephen Aramini and Naomi Farrell, and published by Right Stuff Games. As I say, it hits Kickstarter on April the 26th. The link will be in the description below. Thank you very much for joining me on this very brief journey through Fliptown, the flip and write game by Stephen Aramini and published by Right Stuff Games. My name's Mark. This is Not Board Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our other videos, and one final thought. If you can't find anyone else to play with, there's nothing wrong with playing with yourselves. Until next time.